Right, so the job today is we're going to wind in the limb bolts on my riser. And you can see here that I've got a little bit of, I'll turn these in a bit more, got a bit more to go here. I'm currently pulling 38 pounds on 34 limbs, so hopefully that's going to move us up, move me up to 40 pounds. So I'm just going to teach you how to do it, how to move it in and check it on my Hoyt riser here, which is a Hoyt Horizon riser. Okay, today we're going to wind in the limb bolts on the riser. Now there's two things you're going to need. The first is the Allen key. Now you should have got one of these with your riser. And secondly is a pencil for marking the riser. And this is the way I do it basically. Now to start off with, what I'll do is I'll actually mark the limb bolt itself. And what I'll actually do is I'll try and just get a line. I mean, you don't have to use a pencil, you could use put a sticker on it or something like that, but I try and just draw a line. And I use a pencil because I can easily take the lead off with an eraser and just draw a sort of central line, and then do the same thing on the other one, just so I know we're roughly in the middle from where we've started. Because what I like to do is I like to make sure that I've turned the bolts either half turn or full turn. I don't like to do small increments because I like to balance both of them up, so I know that that line was at the top facing outwards, and the same on the other side, it's always facing outwards. So you can probably, hopefully you can see where I've put the lead mark on here. So what happens is the Allen key actually fits in both ends, especially on this Hoyt Horizon riser anyway. You'll see that the Allen key fits in there, and you loosen them by going around the back, and you'll see that it fits in there as well. Obviously if you didn't get one with it, or you bought it second hand and didn't get one, then just hunt around, go through all your Allen keys or hex keys and find out which one does actually fit. So we're going to start with just loosening this off, then removing the Allen key, and now I'm just going to wind it in. You can see I've got a bit of gap here. Hopefully you can see that now. If I move that away, you can see how much gap I've got in between. So I'm just going to turn that, watching my pen mark. I'm going to give it a full turn. Just wind it back because it's not allowing me to go for the full turn, so I'm just going to loosen this off a little bit more. I'm going to go for the full turn, which is about right, and see what that leaves me, a little bit. If I try and go another full turn, will it let me? No, it won't. So I'm going to go back to the full turn that I gave it, so I can get another half turn out of that. But at the moment what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten that up in line, roughly in line with the centre. Tighten it up underneath, and then I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side, on the other end. That was a little bit tighter, that one. And then looking on here, I'm going to wind this in one full turn and then roughly place it. Level. Now will it go another? We know that it won't go because I've balanced these on both sides. Sometimes you might have to, as I'm doing this for the video, I'm holding it with one hand and turning the key with the other. But what you might find is the actual limb bolt on the top here moves a little bit as you're tightening it up, so you might want to hold that at the same time. Giving that a nice. You can see here I've got a lot less movement there. Now I was previously pulling 38 pounds, so now I'm winding those in. Hopefully I'll be able to pull 40 pounds, but now I'm going to basically put the limbs on and check it. Okay, so I've just been and measured the draw weight on it now, and it's only gone up 1 pound for me. Now if you want to know how to measure your draw weight, then please see my other video on measuring draw weight. But what I'm going to do now is I've come back and I've actually decided, as it's only taken me up 1 pound, I'm actually going to turn it another half and see how much it gives me then, because I know that's about its limits then really. So I'm just going to wind this off again, and this time just go with a half, otherwise it'll be nearly all the way in. So I'm just looking at that, see if that's about right, which it is. Just going to tighten that up. Right, so I'm just on one end, and now I'm just correcting the other end. So look about in the middle. Just double check they're not moving. Now you can see there hardly anything left to go in on that end now. I don't normally turn them all the way in. I sort of leave a little bit of a gap there, just for my peace of mind really. Just make sure they're nicely tightened and not moving. And now we'll go measure the draw weight again and see what that extra half turn's really given me. So I've just checked the draw weight again, and that extra half turn or so has actually taken me just about to 40 pounds now, which is exactly what I wanted. So that's brilliant.